Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick and I'm a top podder on TradingView with over 190k reputation points. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. This is the place to go for high quality, free trading education. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts. In this video, I want to speak about GBP CAD because at the moment we do have quite interesting price action and structure. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical side, then we will move to the order flow. And by the end of the video, by using the combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here on this pair. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that exactly here we have previous monthly support, which is now term resistance. However, the last candle was this one here, a candle with a very long wick and a green body. As we said many times on this channel, when we see a candle like this, we know that there is a good probability to see the next candle at least try to fill in the wick, which is in fact exactly what the market is currently doing. And as we're filling in this wick, we could also expect a deeper test of this previous support term resistance. So what we could expect here, at least by looking at the monthly time frame, seems that it could be a bit of more bullish continuation in the short term before then getting the rejection lower. Going down on the weekly time frame, what do we have? Now, from a weekly perspective, we can see how the market has just created a very strong impulse to the upside, followed by this correction. Now, as usual, after an impulse and correction, what you would expect is more bullish continuation for the completion of the impulse, correction, and impulse pattern to the upside, which is in fact exactly what the market is currently doing. Now, in general, after an impulse, if you want to measure the correction, you have to take your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse. And if we do that, we can see how the market has just retraced exactly to the zone, which is in between the 0.32 and 50% of the Fibonacci taken on this weekly impulse, which is a very strong area of weekly demand and support, which we could expect this market, in fact, to test and reject higher, which is what the market is, in fact, currently doing. Going down on the daily, what do we see? Now, from a daily perspective here, what we can notice is that we just had a very strong impulse to the upside. Now, as we said previously, and as we did previously on the weekly, after an impulse and the start of a correction, if we want to measure the correction, we have to take our Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse leg. And if we do that, we can see how we have at 0.32, 50%, and 0.618 Fibonacci retracements lining up exactly at this zone, which is also previous daily resistance turned support, is lining up quite nicely with this area. Now, this is a very interesting zone, inside of which, if the market will create a correction to, we could expect a reversal for the continuation higher, essentially for the completion, in this case, of the daily impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if we go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders, so the COT data, which is what the non-commercials, so the biggest speculators in the market are doing, and we check the data for the pound, we can see how with the last reports, we have seen net positions getting decreased. So the pound is getting slightly weaker, with 1k shorts added with the last report and 7.6k longs getting closed. We checked the data for the CAD, and on the CAD we can see that the CAD is getting actually way weaker than the pound. In fact, we went from minus 11k all the way down to minus 30k net positions, with 800 shorts added from an institutional perspective with the last report and 3.3k longs getting closed. So as the CAD is getting way weaker than the pound, there is good probability that we will see the completion of this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside, because a weak CAD is exactly what we need for GBP CAD to create a rejection to the upside. So if we will have this correction, how we could be approaching this potential rejection higher? Now, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily combined with the COT data, those are the best time frames from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best time frames are the intraday time frames. So for our and lower. Therefore, what we could be doing is monitoring price action from an intraday perspective during this move to the downside, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bearish market as we would have to an intraday bullish market. And if the market would shift from an intraday bearish to bullish market and provide to us one of our valid entries, at that point we could be looking for a potential rejection higher for the market to complete this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if you don't know what I'm speaking about when I say valid entries and these kind of things, there's all part of the mentorship program, which you can find at transparentfxtrading.com. Here you have the possibility to gain access to my entire course with all the rules of the strategies. You also have the possibility to gain access to one-on-one private mentoring, the VIP market breakdowns with the Telegram signals, the COT data software, which is the one that we used in this analysis, the trading station software, which puts together everything that you need as a trader all in one interface. And if you scroll lower here, past the testimonials, you will see that at the moment I'm running a special promotion in which you have a huge upfront discount on the lifetime access price of the mentorship program from $497 all the way down to $97. And since I have partnered with the Forex broker Blueberry Markets, if you open an account with them from the student dashboard after you joined, you can get a full refund credited back into your trading account. And if you scroll lower, you will see that at the moment, there is still time to join before the timer goes to 0 and the offer expires. However, spots are limited, so if they get filled before the timer goes to 0, the offer will end anyway and price will go back to normal. So I really suggest you take advantage and join directly from here in order to gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the checkout process. So definitely looking forward to have you on board. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free analysis, education, and updates for all of you. And I will see you in my next breakdown.